perplexed. I was angry. I felt like, man, this dude, man, just used me.
Say, I, back then, said, hey, Tiffany, this is what you need to do. Robert, this is what I did. I told her to do this.
I was in a situation like that with Tia, you know, already having a baby, and already having a baby, already having a baby, and already having a baby.
I left Susan Logan's office because I always want to do my best, and I really feel like I was denied the opportunity to do the best for Tiffany Hawkins in this case. Paying money for silence victimizes women. Susan, as far as I know, has brokered settlements for silence for victims of R. Kelly's abuse.
I can fly. It's the remix to Ignition, hot and fresh out the kitchen. See you again someday. There is something that I want from you. Boy, be brave. Don't be afraid. 'Cause we all need it. Can't live without it. A Gotham City. A city of justice. Yeah. A city of love. A city of peace. Every one of us.
Everybody out here on their hustle. But meanwhile, the people out here telling all these salacious stories are being called victims. And we, the consumers who don't know this man from a can of paint, are being called enablers. Meanwhile, all these other people who have been implicated in criminal activities are being immune to their criminal behaviors. But I'm supposed to be moved by all these statements being revealed by these Jane Does that don't add up to all the information that they put out there. Now, as I have presented on my channel, I believe there is an enterprise hard at work, but I don't believe that Robert Kelly has authorized any of these people to do any of the things they've done. Like Jane Doe number 5 talking about she did this docuseries for Robert Kelly, when obviously, why would she have been fighting with Joycelyn if Robert Kelly knew this man with this docuseries? And then, top it off, she says that she was coerced into writing these incriminating letters, but they must have forgot all this information they brought to social media, including text messages, which would indicate exactly the truth in which she said on Gayle King. Now, at the end of the day, people can keep turning a blind eye to what is obviously going down, but make this make sense. How in the hell is Robert Kelly still trying to sell publishing? We hear all these accusations piling up, and we know the government is looking for this forfeiture of assets with the conviction. So, let's make this make sense. We've seen photo evidence of all these tapes which have been implicated as Robert Kelly's music. Then we have these girls talking about these sex tapes, and as I said 2 years ago, I believed even when it came to Lisa Van Allen's story, those tapes she referenced were music tapes, not freaky deaky tapes. But again, people will always run with the salacious bullcrap and not comprehend the obvious. Let's take old Porky Pig here. Now he wants to come after the doctor who says that he was treating Robert Kelly for free, and nobody sees that that's crazy as hell to speculate on this man being accurate in what he said, say that he got a negative test for herpes, keep running the narratives that this man absolutely has herpes, then turn around and say he wasn't getting paid. But hey, none of these people want to be implicated as getting paid by Robert Kelly. And it should be obvious why, because they don't want to be caught up in this racket. But like I said, the FBI, they have all this access to certain technology, including how they spy on you using all these apps you like to use on these platforms. But hey, just keep that in mind as you listen to these people continue to try to hustle money out of you just to provide information when I said what I said, and I don't need to go anywhere and put myself in harm's way to prove a point. Now let me just use a story from my life as an example. There are so many so-called organizations out here that are really putting these fabulous lifestyles out on public display for your youth and then tantalizing them with this lifestyle. Then they're going to turn around and put them in these little freaky deaky type organizations. You all should look up Taboo Nation when you have a chance. That's located here in Memphis, Tennessee, since we're on the topic of sex trafficking, but we all know that's not the real issue people want to address. But the point in bringing that up is I had to learn the hard way when it comes to pursuing your dreams. You have to teach these teenagers and everybody to be careful. You never travel alone. You always have an escort. And these are the type of conversations that will be bypassed as people continue to blame people for bad choices. The simple message behind that, just like they're bringing a deceased woman into this case to make their point, people like me have witnessed them intentionally putting these narratives out here just for this type of moment. So am I surprised? Absolutely not. Am I surprised that the crash dummies are given the platform for people like crooked-ass Barry Hankerson, who needs to be investigated himself? Absolutely not. But check out the bullshit.
Now, last week, our fans rejoiced because of the first time Aaliyah's music is now available to air on streaming platforms. So starting with her classic album, One in a Million, on the line right now we have Aaliyah's uncle and owner of Blackground Records 2.0, Barry Hankerson. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Man, we're happy to have you this morning. And as an Aaliyah fan, we are so excited. We were so excited last week as the owner of the music. What made you finally decide to allow the song, to start streaming?
Well, to be very honest with you, I had never decided for it not to be out. It was just circumstances were when we took the music down in 2012, business had totally changed from records, CDs to streaming. And streaming has been devastating to artists, small labels, independent labels, because you're literally not making enough money to stay in business. So we decided to just pull back on our music and try to figure out something different in order to survive. It has been my politics and my beliefs that music is one of the few natural resources that black people have to generate any type of revenue. And over the years, I've been in the music business a very long time. I've watched the other folks, the Warner Brother kind of folks, constantly try to create ways of getting our music, either by tricky contracts, distribution deals that didn't work out for the black artist and the black entrepreneur. And it just got worse and worse and worse. So we pulled all our music back and decided to try to create some different ways to actually put our music out. So obviously one way was to create a demand for our music, which would allow us to make better deals. We had no idea that pulling our music back created such a demand for it that the systems were willing to do deals that were much better for us than it would have normally been.
Right.
And in that same process, we created a platform called Music 360, which allows us to totally control our music, our revenue stream, and to offer the artists and producers and entrepreneurs another way to distribute their music. So it took us a while to come up with a platform that, number one, we could build and afford to build, because that's a highly high investment to create and make a platform. I mean, literally millions of dollars.
Oh, wow.
And so it took us a minute. So we were a profitable company, but we weren't that profitable that we could just say, okay, let's create a platform, and we just had the money to do that. So I had to raise money. We ran out of money. I had to raise some more money. And in the middle of all that, I had a stroke.
Oh,
So
no.
I had to, yes. So with all of that, I had to stop and go into rehab. And by the grace of Allah, I was able to come back and go to work in about 3 weeks after I had the stroke.
Oh, wow.
Which was really pretty amazing to my doctor and to myself, to be honest with you, because it was just the most debilitating. One day I was working out and I just fell off my elliptical, and I tell you the truth, I thought I was dying. I thought I was gone. And I was just laying on the floor in the dark.
Right.
And
Wow.
I heard the voice of my mom tell me to get up. You're not supposed to be here. And I said, Mom, is that you? I can't see you. And she told me, you're not supposed to see me. You see me when you come back. So I got up, called my wife, and of all people, I called Minister Farrakhan and spoke with him, and we prayed, and I got up, and I got to the hospital, and they said, man, you having a stroke right now while you sitting here. So it just was real scary, and it stopped everything.
Well, R. Kelly was signed to Blackground back then. It was R. Kelly and MGM, and they had that song Vibe that they came out with that blew up. Now, I know you probably feel a certain type of way about everything that's going on with R. Kelly right now. Did you feel slighted, or I'm sure you were upset when you found out the things that R. Kelly had was putting Aaliyah through?
Well, to be very honest with you, of course I was upset. And of course I had to really consider what my reaction would be.
Right.
And I really found out I wasn't a hardcore criminal. I couldn't kill nobody.
Right.
So I just took it, I'm a Muslim, and I went to Minister Farrakhan and we just prayed about it.
Yes.
And just resolved ourselves to let God handle him. And
he did.
I think that's what's going on. There was no sense in 2 lives getting destroyed,
Right.
So
in God's time. That's right.
I had a 4-hour talk with R. Kelly. Now listen, no. He came to our home with 6 of his friends. And I told him, I have had a message in my heart for you for over 20 years. And I'm so glad for the opportunity to share it with you. He was managed by a friend of mine. What's that brother? Barry Hankerson. And Barry told me I'm going to get rid of him. I said, Barry, be patient. I said, that boy is deeply spiritual. A man can't write no songs like that and not have God all up in him, but he's got to be cleansed. Do you understand what I'm saying? All of you in here have done something wrong, but you are not evil people. Somebody got to reach into you and bring out the God that's in you and clear you of your evil.
The only thing I have left is my voice, and now I have to use it for my protection because they left me no choice. See, my work has nothing to do with my private life, so stay the fuck out of my business and tend to your own damn life. So go ahead, say what you wanna say about who I wanna date, but you won't say that shit to my face, cause you know it ain't shit to say. Next nigga bring me some dumb shit, it's gonna be a misunderstanding, cause niggas that listen to dumb shit are niggas that be on that dumb shit. They need a life cause they ain't got no life, so they always conjuring up dumb shit. Blocking my path, they don't know the half, and so they making assumptions. Since when do assumptions cost a man his whole career? Found guilty when you're innocent is the only test I fear. There is one thing that's for sure, and I wanna make this shit clear. I done lived my voice and represented my country for 31 fucking years. Damn it, I admit.